What's up everyone, this is Wipeout, and today I'm going to bury the hatchet regarding the rumor that Metal Gear Solid 4 is going to come out on the Xbox 360. So from this point on, it's done. You guys will know that it will never happen. So if anybody says that it will, just show them this video. Now, first off, the developers of Metal Gear Solid 4 are all busy working on other projects. Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear Solid, is busy working on Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker exclusively for the Sony PlayStation Portable, and the rest of the development team is busy working on Metal Gear Rising for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. In addition to that, Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of, if not the largest game ever created, compressed, taking up 50 gigabytes, the entire Blu-ray disc dual-layered. Now, if this was going to come out on the Xbox 360, first off, you would think since that the Xbox 360 uses a DVD-9, the same type of disc that a PlayStation 2 uses, that it would take up 6 discs, minimum. But no. Developers have already stated in the past that Microsoft reserves a few gigs of space for security reasons. So if you have 2 or 3 gigs taken off by Microsoft off of the 9 gigs, then you're down to 6 or 7 gigs. Now, on top of that, when you split up a game that's on one disc into multiple discs, there's data that you need on each disc to run the game. It's called redundant assets. These are assets that are used all of the time throughout the game. Things like the main character, all of his artwork and moves and sound, the game's artificial intelligence, the game engine, all of the enemies and their moves and sound. So there's a lot of data that is going to be the same data that's needed on each disc. Now that could be another 3 or 4 gigs, or 2 or 3 gigs. So now if you have 6 gigs gone off of each disc because of redundant assets and because of Microsoft's security, then that leaves you about 3 gigs of space per disc to divide the meat of the game up into. And among 50 gigs, that means that the game is going to take 17 discs. 17 discs on the Xbox 360. That's an embarrassing number. Now, I really don't think that that's going to happen. Now, you might say, well, Xbox now has the feature where you can install the game to your hard drive. Well, are you really going to install 50 gigs to your hard drive? What hard drive? Your 20 gig hard drive? You can't install 50 gigs to a 20 gig hard drive. You're not going to install it to your 60 gig hard drive because it probably only has, 49 gigs free or something like that. Don't they take 10 gigs off? So then that's 50 gigs right there, and you have other things saved on it already. So you're going to dedicate your entire 60 gig hard drive to playing Metal Gear Solid 4? You would have to upgrade to a 120 gig hard drive simply to install the game. And we all know that Microsoft won't let developers mandate an installation for games, so that's not going to happen either. The game requires an installation in addition to that because the game is actually compressed. It's larger than 50 gigs. And on the PlayStation 3, I believe I read once that there's, on the cell processor, there's an SPU that is dedicated solely to decompressing data in Metal Gear Solid 4 off of the disc in real time. So the game is absolutely huge, and you're looking at a ridiculous number of discs to have it on the Xbox 360. The developers are busy working on other projects. It would take too many discs. They wouldn't make any money because of production costs. The game can't be divided into that many segments without breaking up the gameplay. Also, the game is filled with Macintoshes. Snake carries an iPod. Microsoft's not going to want Apple's products in the game on their platform. And also, the game jokes about being on multiple discs. So it would be, it would have to be changed, or it would be hypocritical to have that joke in the game in a version where you have to swap discs. Whether Hideo Kojima was poking fun at the 360 or not, he was still poking fun at having to swap discs. And you would definitely have to do that on the Xbox 360 version. So, it's never going to happen. It's done for. And I'm interested in seeing how many discs Final Fantasy 13 will take up on the Xbox 360, because Square Enix hasn't said how large the game is, but they did say that it would take advantage of the PlayStation's hardware. So possibly the game will be a single disc on the PlayStation and multiple discs on the Xbox. And if it takes up the whole Blu-ray disc, and if it's dual layered, then that's a lot of space. Maybe we should call the Xbox version of Final Fantasy 13 for the 360. It'll be called Final Fantasy 13 discs. That's what we'll call it. So now you know it's not going to happen. It's been too long. Get a PlayStation if you want to play it. And if you haven't picked up Metal Gear Solid 4 yet and you have a PlayStation 3, it's greatest hits now. You can get the game for like $20 or $30, so pick it up.